So the idea of pace in jiu-jitsu when you're rolling, right?
Yeah.
So you spread yourself too thin if you roll too hard, right? And then, but you have to roll hard enough or somebody else is going to spread you, right?
Yeah.
Too thin on the ground, right? And so one way to find out where the edge is you spread yourself too thin, right?
That's
you push
right.
up against the edge, and then you're like, oh shit, this is too much. I gotta
Yeah.
back up. And then like the more experience you get, you don't perfect pace. At least I mean, maybe some people do, not me. Like there's some people I've seen who have really awesome pace, but the better you are at it, certainly the bigger skill gap there is between you and the person you're rolling at, the easier it is to dictate pace. And so maybe in relation to life, as you get more experienced, you start kind of some of the things that you're talking about, to me, sound like you're dictating pace. Does that sound,
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
No, that's dead on, because I told myself I was going to hit it hard. When I sold my pawn shop, I took a couple years. It felt like a couple years. I'm not sure how long it was, where I didn't really do anything but the gym. And then I was like, okay, it's time to get back to work, because these are income earning years. I'm not in the sage years, right? So said I'm going to hit it hard till I'm 40. And then, like, if it doesn't really shake out, like, I will not go to my deathbed wishing I went for things, and I'll still have time to enjoy my life. I had this nice plan. Well, I made it to 38, barely. And I was like, all right, like, I'm not going to make it to 40. Because when I set my mind to something, I just go crazy. I'm obsessed with ideas, and I just was obsessed, and I just started ripping and running. In like 2.5 years, opened 3 gyms and got my real estate license and, a couple other things, and it's just too much, So it is a pace. But, yeah, like, I'm going to do the Houston Open, and so, like, I have to train hard. I have to walk a line. And, if you want to open a business, like, there's going to be like a bunch of regret through the process, because nothing's easy and it's a pain in the ass, and there's headaches and red tape and drama and hidden expenses. And so yeah, it kind of goes back to the beginning of the podcast, like, just like, don't stop. Like, even if you get beat up, just make small little incremental things. And like jiu-jitsu, like, the tournament's coming up, it's a 5-minute match. Like, you gotta fucking go. There's no pacing yourself in a 5-minute match. Otherwise, you shouldn't have registered for the tournament. It's a 5-minute match. And it's like, well, I've been stressed out, and, like, I kind of watch the auctions for foreclosures, and a friend of mine was like, well, you don't need to buy another house right now. I'm like, yeah, but if it's a good deal, it's a good deal. Like, you can't, there's not enough good deals. We're all fighting over deals. So, like, timing is more important than idealistic plans. Like, I don't get to just set this money aside and do 4 flips this year. I might be lucky if I got 1 flip. I might be lucky if I got 2 flips. Maybe I get 4, who knows? But, like, they come when they come, and some slip through the cracks, and some get bid up and you just miss your shot because you're there and your max bid's 80. I just bought one that was 76,000, right? And my max bid was 76.5. And it started at 66. And then one guy, if he didn't show up that day, I got it for 66. And he took it to 76, and it's like, but anyways, like, it doesn't matter how stressed I am. Like, ultimately, like, people are like, well, why are you doing this? And it's like, well, I don't have a big inheritance waiting for me. Like, if I'm 38 years old, like, yeah, I have to do it or it doesn't get done. And so I'm going to do that. And then I have to hedge that with, well, that's why you're unhappy, because you're spread too thin, and when you're too busy, you want a little downtime. And when you have downtime, you think you're wasting your time. That's how my brain works.
Yeah. No, I know that feeling.